Jack Thompson is a veteran truck driver known for his ability to drive long distances without rest. He always took any job, no matter how dangerous, but recently, he heard rumors about a particular route that other truckers avoid at all costs, the infamous Route 666. It's said that this road, cutting through the barren desert of Arizona, is cursed and filled with inexplicable phenomena. Jack, a natural skeptic and in need of money, accepts an urgent freight job that requires him to cross Route 666 at night. He thinks it's just stories to scare rookies, but as he approaches the road, he can't shake a strange feeling of apprehension. As night falls, Jack enters Route 666. The asphalt looks old, with deep cracks, as if no one had used it in years. The only light comes from the truck's headlights, casting long, distorted shadows over the desolate landscape. At first, the journey is quiet, but soon he begins to notice strange things. He sees figures on the side of the road that vanish as soon as he tries to focus on them. Inexplicable sounds, like distant whispers and laughter, echo through the truck's radio, which isn't tuned to any station. At one point, Jack nearly hits a deer that suddenly appears on the road, but when he looks in the rearview mirror, the animal has completely disappeared. As the night progresses, the paranormal events intensify. Jack notices he's being followed by headlights in the distance, but strangely, no matter how much he speeds up, the vehicle never gets closer or farther away. Suddenly, the truck behind him vanishes without a trace. Jack feels a cold chill inside the cab, despite the desert heat outside. He glances at the passenger seat and sees the figure of a young woman, pale and covered in blood. She just stares at him with lifeless, empty eyes. Terrified, he blinks, and the figure disappears. The road seems to shift in front of him, becoming labyrinthine. Road signs appear and disappear, showing towns that don't exist or impossible distances. Jack tries to stay calm but begins to question his sanity. In a brief moment of clarity, Jack remembers a conversation he had with an old trucker years ago. The man told a story about how Route 666 got its name. Decades ago, there was a terrible accident involving a school bus and several trucks. The accident killed all the bus occupants and triggered a series of paranormal events. Since then, those who travel the road at night report encounters with the ghosts of the victims. The most terrifying, according to the old man, is the spirit of a young girl who was on the bus. She appears to solitary drivers, asking for a ride. Those who refuse to stop face dire consequences. Suddenly, the truck's headlights fail, plunging Jack into total darkness. He barely manages to keep the vehicle under control when, suddenly, the headlights come back on, revealing the figure of the young girl in the middle of the road, staring directly at him. Jack can't swerve in time and hits the figure. The truck skids, but when it stops, he sees there's no sign of an impact. Breathing heavily, Jack steps out of the truck to investigate. As he looks around, he sees spectral figures emerging from the darkness, slowly walking toward him. Desperate, he runs back to the truck and speeds away, trying to escape. As he drives, the radio comes back on, but now it's transmitting a familiar voice, the voice of the young girl he saw earlier. She begins to tell how she died on the road, saying she's trapped there, reliving the same night over and over until she finds someone who can help her rest in peace. Jack, now a mix of fear and empathy, decides to stop and listen to the girl's story. She tells him she only wants someone to remember her life, not just her death. Jack promises to do this, and as soon as he agrees, the road ahead begins to change, becoming less oppressive. The strange atmosphere disappears, and Jack finally sees the end of the road in the distance. As he crosses the finish line, the truck seems to run better, and the radio falls silent. At dawn, Jack arrives at his destination, shaken but grateful to be alive. He keeps his promise and writes an article about the girl and the paranormal events he witnessed, publishing it on a blog. As he writes, he feels he's finally helped her find peace, but he wonders how many other spirits are trapped on Route 666, waiting for someone to help them. The video ends with a warning: Route 666 is still there, and those who dare to travel it at night should be prepared to encounter their own ghosts.